So last week, Blizzard released an event called the Community Crafted mode, where 4 content creators made changes for each and every hero in the game. So I tested out the Lifeweaver changes, and I gotta say, ML7 actually kinda cooked with these Lifeweaver changes, I'm not gonna lie. They're actually pretty good. Super Bloom, the best perk to ever exist, has been moved to base kit, and it's been replaced with a new major perk, which makes Super Bloom explosions now add 20% less healing for 1 second. So combined with the global DPS passive of 30%, Lifeweaver, when he Super Blooms someone, is giving them 50% less healing for 1 second. That is insane. For Fawn Volley, the reload time has been cut in half to 0.75 seconds. Pearl platform can now be controlled with interact key by allies and yourself while riding the platform. For Tree of Life, pulses of healing now reduce allied cooldowns by 2 seconds per pulse, and increase enemy cooldowns by 2 seconds as well. So I tested the Lifeweaver changes out for a couple of hours in the event mode, and we're gonna sort them into 3 categories: tweak, scrap, or keep. First up, Super Bloom. This one feels amazing. I love Super Bloom. It's so satisfying, and it's such a fun gameplay loop. It feels a tad OP with the current numbers, but if it was actually to be added to the base game, I would probably reduce the damage a little bit. I think this would be a great addition to his base kit, and it adds so much skill and depth and fun and a rewarding loop to his otherwise mundane fawns, so I would definitely keep this one. For the new major perk, it's actually pretty cool, because the global DPS passive of 30% combines with this 20% from the perk to make Super Bloom procs apply 50% healing reduction to the target. And it's only for 1 second, but you can just keep re-procking Super Bloom if you have decent enough aim. This is a pretty interesting mechanic to give to Lifeweaver, and it gives him more impact and agency on the game. It's not a bad replacement, but I do wonder how strong this might be. 50% sounds like a lot, so I don't know. I would definitely keep this one as well. For Fawn Volley, the reload time being cut in half feels great. It feels so much more fluid, it reduces the clunkiness of Lifeweaver's kit. Reloading doesn't feel like an absolute chore anymore, but it might be a bit overtuned though. It does feel super fast, but we are used to it being really long at 1.5 seconds. That's one of the longest reloads in the game, I'm pretty sure. Maybe like 1 second would be good. I feel like we could reduce both the modes, Healing Blossom and Fawn Volley, down to 1 second, but I do like the aspect of the reload being lower for Fawn Volley than Healing Blossoms, because it incentivizes getting damage in and not just heal bowing the whole match. When the reload doesn't take 5 years to do, you're less inclined to swap to the other mode for the automatic passive reload to kick in, and you can just keep using Fawns instead. I would probably tweak this one, as I feel like 0.75 seconds is a little too fast, maybe 1 second instead. And I would maybe change Blossoms to 1 second as well, as let's face it, 1.5 seconds is kinda egregious. And of course, the biggest and most interesting change to his kit, Pearl platform now being able to be controlled by using the interact key. If you press the interact key while on the Pearl now, you can either stop it as it's going up or down, or you can make it go up or down. The current implementation of it is really clunky and has some bugs, but it's actually quite a big change. I thought it would be useless when I read it on the patch notes. I was like, why would I ever need to stop the pedal mid-air or go up and down? But it actually changes a lot. It's a big game changer. It makes double Pearl techs easier. In certain spots on maps, you can raise a Pearl, and then if you slide on a roof nearby or go to the very edge, the Pearl will reset and then go up again, so you can effectively get twice the height on a Pearl. Well, with this new ability to control the Pearl with the interact key, you don't have to slide on a roof or try and get it to reset in any way. You can just press the button and it will go up again, so you can do double Pearl spots so easily and quickly. Due to how the timer works with the Pearl platform as well, this new feature actually leads to Pearl having infinite duration, which they could change if they did actually add this to base kit. Why isn't Pearl infinite already actually, when the cooldown is now the same as the amount of time it is active? This feels like some clunky leftover remnant from when the ability time used to be shorter than the cooldown time. But right now it's active for 12 seconds and the cooldown is 12 seconds. So it's basically permanent uptime, but you have to fall back down and replace the Pearl and go back up for no reason. But yeah, due to how the timer works, when the petal is going back down, the timer actually pauses, and then when the petal timer gets below a certain duration, I think it's around 2 seconds or so, if the petal goes back down, it will actually refill its timer slightly and go back up to the 2-second mark. So you actually never run out of duration now with this new ability to control the petal. The interact should definitely be context sensitive though. It sucks not being able to destroy your petal. I had to turn off interact to cancel petal platform in the settings to be able to control my petal without just instantly destroying it. It should definitely just be so if you're on the petal and you press F, it goes up and down. If you're not on the petal and press F, it destroys it. That way we can have both. There also seems to be a weird internal cooldown or something with the ability to control the petal, or it could just be a bug of this implementation of it, because it seems to be there sometimes and other times not. Sometimes I can spam up and down on the petal, and sometimes it feels so clunky and unresponsive that it actively gets me killed, because it won't go up or down when I'm trying to tell it to. They need to either remove or reduce the internal cooldown or fix this bug if it's a bug. There's also a bug where the petal won't go back up until you move or press the interact key, and other times it'll just go back up straight away without you having to press anything. So it's really weird and clunky and buggy, it's a hot mess, but the feature itself is actually really impactful and makes a huge difference to petal usage and value from it. You can spam up and down on it to make it so hard for enemies to hit you, it's insane. Or you can stop it at the perfect angle over a high ground to kind of head glitch over and get a perfect shot on people without them being able to hardly shoot you. Or you can just make it go back down without having to jump off it so you can pick up a teammate and go straight back up. There's actually so many use cases for this new feature. It feels revolutionary. It feels like a big quality of life change / mini rework to Lifeweaver's petal, like back in the day when they changed his petal to come back down after nobody was on it for a couple of seconds and reset. This feels like that much of a change and buff to petal again, and it would be great if this came to the base kit. For the petal control feature, I would definitely keep this. And then lastly, the ultimate, Tree of Life. It now reduces enemy cooldowns by 2 seconds and speeds up yours by 2 seconds every pulse. I'm not gonna lie, I haven't really noticed it at all, but I think that's partly due to it being hard to notice. How do you notice this? There isn't any UI for it. You kinda just have to look at your cooldowns and see them jump 2 seconds. And for enemies, there's literally no way to know. You can't know. There's nothing to see. I really like that ML7 tried to give Tree something negative, some deterrent to the enemy, something other than just helping your team. I actually have an idea for a negative effect too. I would like if they added roots to the tree, visible over the ground, like pink roots or red for the enemy of course, and if enemies standing them get slowed down and hindered, like so they can't use movement abilities like Cassidy's flashbang. I think it would be a lot more clearer visually and easier to understand for both the teammates and the enemy. You see the red scary roots all over the floor so you don't walk in them. Or if you do, you get slowed and hindered and you realize, oh, I don't want to be in here, and you walk back out. This would give Lifeweaver some area denial, and some impact on the enemy team instead of just his own team. I think this would fit more thematically too with Lifeweaver than randomly reducing cooldowns. That doesn't really seem like a Lifeweaver thing to do. So yeah, I would definitely tweak this one. So yeah, that's all my thoughts on the Lifeweaver changes in the community crafted mode. I feel like ML7 really cooked here, and I would love to see some of these added to Lifeweaver's kit. If you want to know how I would rework Lifeweaver personally, I did a review on ML7's rework video a while back. I'll put it in the top right now and in the description below. And before I go, a big shout out to my YouTube members, Rebirth Flame 01, Berryhand, Foster Ceramics, and Sophia Ash 15. Thank you, and thank you for watching, and I will see you all next video. Bye!